So, is everyone excited for today? Yes or no, team? Yes. Great. So look, we're going to get straight into session, no messing about today. And I want to do a masterclass focused in on investors, okay, investors. So, hey, question, comment, share, hit me up. And then what I answer, everyone take note, because if I answer something for Maurice, it's probably going to help everyone in the room, okay? And we'll just follow that format until around 10:20, 10:25. Does that make sense? Yes or no, team? This is your session. Anything goes. Don't be afraid to answer the question. If you're thinking it, someone else is thinking it. Let's go deep on this morning. Let's smash home these belief systems so you can get out there and start talking to the right people, raise money, so you never have to worry about money for deals ever again. Is that a pretty good deal? Yes or no, team? Excellent. Good. Who wants to go first? Brilliant, good. So just, what's your name?
I'm Paul. Nice to see you all again.
Hi, Paul.
Thank you. Okay, so my question is, how do I attract investors when I do not have a portfolio?
Great, brilliant question. So just to repeat the question, how do you attract investors if you don't have a portfolio? Well, let me take you back to my first investor, Dave from Basildon. And at that point, many of you know this, I just lost my business, official liquidation figure minus £392,000. I just invested £25,000 of the bank's money into my mentoring and training. And my previous life as a property investor, I lost 2 million euros buying everything you shouldn't buy overseas, glossy brochures, below market value, getting sold to by really hot, sexy estate agents on the Costa del Sol, right? So starting my journey now as a new professional property investor, you would think that I didn't have a lot going for me, okay? Would that make sense? Yes or no, guys? Yeah. And here's the thing. Belief comes before skills. Write that down. Belief comes before the skills. And there was just something in my mindset, because I started to mix with people that were doing it, had done it, and I said, I've got a decision to make here. I can either believe that I'm useless, I can believe that I've got nothing to bring to the table, I can believe that losing this money and losing in property first time round was going to hold me back, or I could believe that actually, what am I now, 41, 7 years ago, whatever that is, 35, 34, 35, I thought, well, hang on, I've got 35 years of life experience. And actually, when I look at myself in the mirror, I'm a really good guy. I'm a trustful guy. I've got energy. I really want people to succeed. I really want my investors to get a great return. So I started to believe that number one, I could do it. And I made, and this is the key thing, right? I made a choice, a dedication, that I was not gonna stop until I got that first investor over the line. It was a choice that I made. I wanted it so bad. In my core, it was like, this is gonna happen, and I believe I'm gonna make it happen. So the first thing that you all need to do is make the choice and a clear dedication to yourself, and then believe that you can do this. Does that make sense? Yes or no, team? Now, here's the thing, and it's a great point. When I started to have my first investor meetings, of course, I didn't open the conversation with, yeah, just lost the business, minus £392,000. My first time round in property got absolutely wiped out, 2 million quid. You don't start with those types of things, yeah? What I did say is, I've made some money in property, I've lost some money in property. Is that a much better way of positioning, yeah? What I did say is that I'm a real entrepreneur. I've been in business pretty much since I was in nappies, and I've grown some super successful business, and I've also had a lot of bumps in the road. I've had some successful business and not so much successful business. Is that a better way of framing it, yeah? So it comes down to, you can't lie, of course, Paul, and I know you'd never do that, but it comes down to how you position yourself, Now, there are typically how many? Two types of investors. Let me explain who they are. The first type of investor is somebody that will give you the money based on your property knowledge, or let's say experience. And they will want to see proof. They want to see the portfolio. They might even want to go around some of your sites or properties. They're going to want you to have years of track record. You know, that's just what some investors are looking for. They're not wrong. That's just what they look for. So when you're starting out and you've got nothing to show them in terms of existing deals, which is really what we're getting to here, and you are a new company, then guess what? This type of investor is probably not going to give you much. And that's fine. The second type of investor is somebody that will do a joint venture with you. They will lend you money based on how much they trust you, like you, and know you. And these types of people, what they're more focused in on is how do you make them feel? And what these types of investors are focused on is the relationship that they're going to have. Right? I'm not even sure if I spelled that right, but you get what I'm saying, okay? Relationships, yeah? You know what I'm like with my spelling. Okay? So the question is, really, what can you do, Paul, and everyone else, to build this up, right? And there's a process to follow. Would you like to know the process? Yes or no, team? Yes. There's a process, yeah? Number one, you've got to understand, you've got to generate the lead. Number two, you've got to have a touch point. And depending on how quickly you can get somebody to know you, like you, and trust you, will determine how many touch points you need to get them from, I've just met Paul for the first time, seems like a cool dude, yeah, seems really good, like what he's saying, and move someone from what we call cold to super hot and shaking your hand. Now that touch point might be 1, it could be 10. What do touch points look like? Well, they look like Zooms, they look like coffees, they look like lunches, they look like phone calls, they look like text messages, they look like emails, they look like playing golf, they look like go-karting. Maybe it looks like looking at like a site visit. And when I say site, property visit. Could be a barbecue. Could be around your house, meeting the family. Loads of different ways to have touch points. Many different ways. My experience will tell me that in almost all cases, some Zooms, couple of phone calls and a few emails. You know, I don't normally have to go to this degree of going go-karting and playing golf really to raise money. I do a lot of that once they're already an investor because my time is valuable. Your time is valuable. And what you don't want to be doing is just darting around the whole of the UK, you know, chasing money. Actually, you want people chasing you. And let's just be very clear. In my opinion, I've done this a long time, you bring more value to the table than the money. They're getting such a good deal. They're just gonna lend you money on a fixed rate return, or they're gonna do a JV with you. They're gonna kick back and do no work in almost all cases. You're gonna be grinding it out, analyzing the deals, making the phone calls, putting in the offers, building it out, getting the tenants or the guests in. You do a lot for your part of the bargain. Would we agree? Yes or no, team? You do a lot. So you've also got to add that scarcity in and actually say, look, I don't work with that many investors, which is true. I only have a select few that we work with. Yeah. Why should I have your money and not someone else's? You want them pitching you, Paul. Yeah. But then that's how you position yourself. That's how you position yourself. So whenever I'm having a Zoom or a coffee with, say, a potential investor, I'm going to drop in some scarcity there. You know, working with you, Paul, is a really smart thing for somebody to do. You got to tell them that. You say, look, you know, once you're in my team, we bring a hell of a lot of value to the table. Now, if you're brand new, then that's just how it is. Don't shy away from that. So when I spoke to Dave, my first ever investor, and also Pollyanna, and probably the first 5 or 6, you know, it was like, look, I'm moving into this sector. You know, I've been involved in property before or whatever we've done. You're building the profile for yourself, but you know, don't shy away. Just because you're new, it doesn't mean they're not going to give you money. If you're energetic, if you're confident, hey, the fact that I used to play a lot. So certainly with Dave, I remember saying, look, Dave, I've got a great business partner, Jay. He's done this, he's done that, he's done the other. And actually we've just invested in, you know, what we consider to be very, very good property training and mentoring. So what we're going to bring to the table, Dave, we would never put something in front of you that we wouldn't invest in ourselves. So you have complete peace of mind that you are in great hands. Great hands. We're really going to look after you. I'm going to guide you through this whole process. Our team's going to become your team. And what you can play on more, Paul, is maybe your power team. So you can play on being partnered with Liam and Jay at Assets for Life. Perhaps you can talk about your power team, etc., etc. This goes a long way with investors. Has that helped? Yeah? Great, good stuff. Yeah, so remember, you've got to walk and talk and have your head up high like you are a professional property investor, which you are. Yeah, you've got experience now. You've been around us for a short period of time. You've got experience. You don't have to tell someone how long. And if someone said, well, you've got a new company, say, yeah, that is my new relocation company for this area. It is a new company. Fine, great. Help? Yes. Does that help to everyone? Yes or no, team? Yes. Awesome, great. Who's going next? So I really hoped you enjoyed that piece of content. I love business, I love property, I love entrepreneurship. And yes, you can, it doesn't matter who you are or where you're from, you can build a multi-million-pound property portfolio using none of your own money. Make sure you smash the subscribe button and I'll see you in my next video.